Hi friends, welcome to Ahiluarts channel. I'm Uma. In this video, we are going to see this simplest scarf pattern you ever do. Okay, I guarantee this will be the simplest scarf you can do, no matter whatever pattern you suggest. Okay, so this is the scarf I have done for a high school boy. It's a set of a scarf and a hat. Okay, for whatever men's scarf you will be doing, the size should be 6 inches width. The width should be 6 inches and the length should be 60 to 80 inches according to the height. Okay, since this is for a teenage boy, I have done 60 inches. You see here, it's 30 here, so I have done 60 inches of scarf because I double folded it. That's why it is 30. Okay, if you are doing for a adult, you can do it for 70 to 80 inches according to the height. Okay, for this scarf you need a chunky yarn. Okay, most of us actually don't know how super bulky yarn is different from chunky yarn. So let me show that also. This is a super bulky yarn. It's a Lion brand super bulky. If you see here, this will be having more threads, more strands coming out. Okay, so this should be used for delicate products what you are doing. Okay, mostly like scarf or hat for women or their ponchos or cowls, something like that. Okay, and again, once you use this, you can't redo it again and again, because every time you frog it, it will be getting more and more yarns. Okay, so and again, the main difference is if you turn it over, there will be 4 strands of yarn in the super bulky. Okay, it will be saying super bulky and you can use 9 or 10 mm hook. But chunky yarn is what they called for more rough use. Okay, this is the chunky yarn I have used. I have done just scarf and a hat for the chunky yarn because it's for a boy. And for chunky yarn you can see only 2 strands or 3 strands. If it is like Bernard chunky, it will be 3 strands, not 4 strands. 4 strands will be always for super bulky. Okay, so this is the chunky yarn and I am going to use this yarn for this scarf. Okay, the main reason I am using this is because we have to do only 15 stitches. So if at all I don't use a bigger yarn with 10 mm hook, I am not going to get the 6 inch width with just 15 stitches. Okay, so that is why I am using this chunky yarn. And one more thing is, if you don't have chunky yarn, and even though if you have chunky yarn but you don't want to do a scarf with the chunky yarn, but you have to you love this pattern and you have to do, means all you have to do is use the normal 4-ply yarn with 2 strands. You see, for one single strand of 4-ply yarn we will use 5 mm hook, right? So if we use 2 strands together, we can use 10 mm hook. All we have to do is hold them together, do a single slip knot and start working with the foundation chain. Okay, I am using 10 mm hook in the normal 4-ply yarn with 2 strands together. Alright, if you don't have chunky yarn or you don't want the feel of chunky yarn to be in the scarf, you can do this also. Okay, but I would suggest, if you're doing a scarf for men, you do it in the chunky yarn. But if you like this pattern in a girl's scarf also, then you can do the 4 ply acrylic with 2 strands. Okay, so now let us start doing this. So I am taking the chunky yarn. I told it will be 15 stitches, so do a slip knot, do 16 chain, so that when we do the single crochet from the second chain we'll be having 15 stitches, right? So 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14 15 16. I have 16 chains. Now what I'll do, we always do this single crochet in the back hump. Why we are doing that? Because then only we'll be having the finishing. See, the same finishing. We don't know which is the starting foundation chain and which is the ending row, right? So that is why we always do the single crochet in the back hump. If you see here, you can see the V. If you turn upside down, you will see the back hump. Okay, so leave the first hump, that is our extra chain. From the second hump you can do the single crochet. So by the end of this row we'll be having 15 stitches. There is only one pattern after this single crochet in the starting and the ending. All we have to do is the same pattern. Okay, so see, since I'm doing my single crochet in the back side bump, I'm having the perfect finishing on the other side, right? Okay, and again another benefit of this bigger yarn is you can clearly see where is the bump. Okay, so just if you have measured the chain, it would be like 7 to 8 inches, but obviously when you do the single crochet it will shrunk in size, so we will end up with 6.5 to 6 to 6.5 inch in the width after you measure. If you measure after you have completed the first round. Okay, see, in order to weave this in, I will just hold it together and do my single crochet. So I will have this in my next row to weave in. Okay, now I have 15 stitches. What I will do is, okay, alright, now do a chain 2. Why I am doing chain 2? Because if I do chain 3, this 10 mm hook will be having the long chain 3. So when I do the double crochet, this chain will be forming a more gap, which we don't want. See, I have done chain 3 and this will be great. There will be a greater gap in that, which we don't want in our scarf, right? So what I'll do is I'll just do chain 2 only. Okay, one chain is already there, another chain. This will be my first double crochet. Never forget that chain 2 is your first double crochet, because including that we'll be having the 15 stitches. Okay, and again, if we skip the first stitch, do a double crochet in the second stitch and do 3 more double crochet, so that we'll be having 5 double crochet including the chain 2 at the beginning. So 1 2 3 4 5. See, 1 2 3 4 5. All right, now this is the only single thing we have to remember. Skip 2 stitches. Okay, consider this as a 3 sets of 5 and the middle 5. So in the middle 5, what we are going to do, in the third stitch, when you count from the beginning, it will be the 8th stitch. Do a shell, which is nothing but 2 double crochet, chain 1 and another 2 double crochet. Okay, this will be our middle chain. Okay, middle set. Then again skip 2 stitches. Don't forget that since we have done a shell here, this stitch will be buried inside the double crochet. Count that too. So skip 2 stitches because we have skipped 2 in the beginning, right? So from the third stitch to 5 more double crochet. Alright, so this is the same pattern we are going to follow throughout the scarf until you reach 60 or 80, 60 to 80 size. Okay, because since I'm doing this for a teenage boy, I have done 60 inches. If you're doing for a full adult, as I told you, you can do 80 inches. Okay, so I have done my second row, that is the starting of first pattern. I'll do one more row so that this will be the row you will be following, you will be doing all together, right? So chain 2, this will be our first stitch. So skip this stitch, start from the second stitch. If you don't skip this and do one more double crochet in there, you will be ending up with 16 stitches, which we don't want, right? All the whole throughout the scarf, the size should be 6 inches, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4. So including my chain 2, I have my 5 double crochets. Now you will be reaching the shell. So skip these 2 and in the chain 1 space do a shell, which is nothing but 2 double crochet, chain 1 and 2 double crochet, right? Then you obviously have to skip the next set of the shell and reach the third double crochet, which is the standing double crochet. See, 1, 2, 3, 4, and never forget that our first chain 2 is our first double crochet. So we have to do the last double crochet in this. So don't take just one strand because there will be a gap. Take at least 2 strands. There will be 3 in the chain, right? So take at least 2 strands to do the last double crochet. See, this is what you will be continuing whole throughout. So when you see 5 double crochet, shell, 5 double crochet, and in the same pattern throughout. So once you reach your required length, say 60 or 50, if you are doing for a kid it will be like 50 inches. After you reach the last row, consider this is our last row, we have to end with the single crochet, right? Because we have started with the single crochet, right? So chain 1, turn and do a single crochet in each of the stitches, including the chain 1 in the middle, because that is also our including that chain only we'll be having the 15 stitches, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and in the 6th stitch you will be doing in the first stitch of the shell, 6, 7, in the 8th stitch will be in your chain 1 space, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and again don't forget the 15th stitch, which will be in the chain 2, and again take 2 strands of the second chain, not only one strand. All right. this is how you will be ending the last stitch, so that it will be starting with the single crochet and ending with the single crochet. So as I told you in the beginning of the video, this is the simplest scarf pattern you could ever ask for. If you are just going to a birthday party but you didn't get a handmade gift and you didn't have time, all you have to do is sit for 2 hours, do this, complete it. Because if you see here, see, we have just done 2 rounds, and the 2 rounds itself is having the length of 3.5 inch, which means 2 rows will be having 3 inches. So 60 inches you just have to do, you can do the math, right? So do this pattern, share your photos in our Facebook group, or send me a message and I can post it in the in our page, or you can tag me in the Instagram Ahiluarts and post your images on that. And more importantly, if you like this video, share it with your friends, comment your suggestions, and subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon so that you never miss any video. Thank you so much. Bye bye.